What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Look at all these weirdos. Look at all these weirdos. What's going on? Hey, Ma, come look at all these weirdos. What's going on, guys? Back for a double shot today. Second stream of the day. What is going on? Bitcoin just toggling between support and resistance in a tight little range here. Nice little tight range. That's what she said. Right in here. Nice little range we're just ping-ponging inside of. Right? Wicks to the downside, wicks to the upside, wicks to the left, wicks to the right. I don't think you can wick to the left and to the right, but we're doing it, damn it. How the hell are you guys? What's going on? All right. We got a lot of news to get into this afternoon as well. It's a busy day in the news. But first, meatloaf. Absolutely, Big C. Absolutely, brother. Let's get into the super chats. What do we have? Danny, my guy, been a member for 17 months. You've been with me, man. You've turned Super Saiyan 2 in that time frame. My guy, my dude. Spencer, figured the hardest working guy in crypto deserved a super chat. Oh, dropping in before Andy does. I see how it is. Strawberry Dragon, can't afford to take my eyes off Rob. I would like Buzzer to alert me when the game starts or when my food is ready. Microwave goes beep, baby. Microwave goes beep. Ramona, thank you for all you do with our Patreon live. Will it be in the evening tomorrow? I can't get to the early ones. Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? No, we could do it in the evening today and tomorrow. I'll try to do them around 6 p.m. No, 7 p.m. I'll try to do it around 7 p.m. because I got to get to the gym, squeeze the gym in. So yeah, we'll try for 7 p.m. Central, Ramona, tonight and tomorrow. We'll go for that. We'll see if we can make that work. All right, let's get into the chat. Bitcoin's looking good, but let's go jump over to Ethereum. We're going to leave Ethereum's chart on the screen. I'm going to try to leave Ethereum's chart on the screen, and somebody will ask me to switch it to look at some random altcoin. Watch, damn it. All right, what do we got in the chat? Spencer says, I'm first this time, finally. My guy, William, what's up, buddy? The master of consistency. H. Barbarina in the house. What do we got? Nia, what's going down? Love your new photo. Palm trees on a beach, baby. Absolutely. Corey Beeves, my guy. Good afternoon, Rob. Crypto Future Millionaires. What's happening, Paul? Done some DCAing last night. Stuffing those bags to the brim. Let's get it. Beebs over on Blueprint as well. My guy Beebs, always backing me up. Always checking off the boxes on both channels. Look at Ethereum go, guys. $4,497. We wicked above $4,500 briefly. We need to get above and close above that. If we do, it's going to be a big pump tonight, in my opinion. Spuds, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my dude. Good to see you. Where are we here? We got spell chart, please. No, I refuse. Ramona, you have to change today. I think people are expecting attention because in the morning stream once a week is cool. Okay, so we'll do 7 p.m. tomorrow then. Do 7 p.m. tomorrow. It's just not the same without you there, though. We got to have Ramona there, right? I mean, come on. Okay, where were we here? What do we got? Jimmy, my guy, appreciate everything you do. I appreciate you guys being here with me, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for backing me up, for being here, for supporting the channel, guys. It really does mean everything. It really, really does. I can't express that enough. What else we got? Jared, payday can't come soon enough. I need to stuff my bags. Thank you for everything, Rob. Can't wait for the t-shirt. Yes, the t-shirts are, I placed the order. They're being made and stuff like that right now. I'll update you guys as soon as the guy tells me that they're ready. But yes, here's the thing, man. Even if you did have a payday today and you DCA'd today, you'd still want another opportunity. There's never enough opportunities to DCA at the end of the day. It's never going to be enough, right? No matter how big you get your bags, you're always going to wish you could get them just a little bit bigger. So let's go pump it up. Absolutely. Mario, I want to talk to Samson. What is that off against? You know what I want, bitch? I want to talk to... No, that's not what it is. What is that from? It's going to bug me now. Chatty, let's go Nadix to the moon. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Matt, supporting Blueprint, as always. My guy, thank you so much, brother. Guys, make sure you thank Matt for his gifted Crypto Blueprint membership. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Matt is the man, carrying the weight of the Crypto Blueprint on his shoulders. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. 174 people watching and 50 likes. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get them up to, first off, let's get to the first milestone. Let's get to 100 likes, right? 100 likes on the stream. That would be super fantastic. Do it. What do we got? Sweet Biddy, here we go. Let's get it. Quentin's in the house. David AFT, let's go. Big C, Ma, the meatloaf. David, historically, what happens after Bitcoin and ETH top? Will it hover for a while? Secondary pump, back down? Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin will correct a little bit after it tops, while you start to slowly see capital flow into the altcoins. But we're still a ways away from that. We're not even close to that right now. So we're not close to that point yet. We still got a few more weeks before that starts to happen. LT Crypto, Rob, been watching your videos endlessly today. There you go. That's what I like to hear, my friend. That is what I like to hear. Crypto J505. What's up, everyone? House Hippo putting in the work today. Charmander, we got our second Pokemon of the day. We got Gengar, we got Charmander. We are going to catch them all, baby. The Count, please change it to a random altcoin. Smart ass. Good afternoon, Brother Rob and the community AF in the house. Dave, what's up, buddy? What's up, man? Killing it with my man. Let's go. Strawberry Dragons at the water park again, keeping my kids busy so I can listen in. Nice. Yep, hopefully they get some sun, wear them out. They sleep good tonight. Never enough, Rob. There you go. Absolutely, Big C. There she is, Gamma Goddess in the house. Let's get this money, Rob and fam. I'm so excited for what's to come. Waiting to get paid at the end of the month. Half Baked. Yes. Yes, Dave Chappelle. Absolutely. One of my favorite movies when I was younger. Butternut's the horse. Butternut's the horse. Gamma Goddess, half baked. Yes, half baked. Abzaba, you my only friend. I'm here. You're in my ear, but I'm working in the background. There you go. Shane, thank you. No problem, brother. Doctor said I need a back out of me. God, if you listen, help. Andy Spencer, correct. First to sell. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Kizza, September dump for BTC. If history repeats itself, happened 3 times. Will there be a 4th? Yeah, but the last 3 times was not a post-halving year, though, right? Go look back at the post-halving years. Let's go ETH. 4,500 and up. We got to close above there, guys. That's the thing, right? Your prediction on PCI, do you think market waiting for that before a big move? I think PCI is going to come in good. I think it's going to come in bullish. Man. All-American Meathead, Abba you my only friend. Still bullish on XEN. It's pretty stagnant. I am ultra bullish on XEN. I actually covered it in yesterday's live stream and what I think is going to happen on it. And I covered it. I did a video came out about an hour or so ago, covering the new proposal over on the Onyx DAO, if you want to check that out as well. Strawberry Dragon, what's up, Rob? Is it alt season yet? My dog needs food. Tell your dog he's going to have to keep eating his own poop for now. 2013, 2017, 2021. Okay, guys, you should join the Patreon to maximize your ROI. Rob is the man. Ty Kim, what's up, man? Can Jasmy close above 2 cents today? Well, we're not quite there yet. We're sitting at, what, 1 cent 856 right now. We'll see. That would be fantastic if we could. But what I would say, though, is I was looking at the Jasmy chart about an hour and a half ago, and 2 cents is not necessarily where it has to close above. Where I want to see, worst case scenario for Jasmy, where I want to see it close above is, drum roll please, as the chart loads. The level that I want to see Jasmy close above is 1 cent 7688, right? That was resistance. It's a significant level in the past, so that's a level I am watching right now. Keyboard Cat got some on the last dip. There you go. Toby, it won't be long before the people that didn't listen to you join the Patreon. Start the Tears Parade. Yeah, that's a thing, right? I think people are missing out on massive opportunity, and it's like it kind of is shocking to me because it's like it's the price of a cup of coffee, right? Like literally, if you buy coffee every day, coffee's not going to help you make money, but our channel will, right? Like, so I don't know. Hasn't there been a dump on BTC in September every bull run before its peak? There's in the 2021 cycle, between November of 2020 and November of 2021, which November 2021 was the peak of the 2021 cycle, Bitcoin dumped 15 times. 15, not just once. After this bull run, all profits will go towards teaching my dogs how to speak French. Solid plan. There you go. A worthy investment, my friend. Then rally October. Actually, October is known for being called Rectober. So, bought another $1,700 of Zebek. I'm broke, no vacation, all my money in XCN, Jasmy, Zebek, HBAR, XYO, B3, and XRP. All thanks to you, Rob. Thank you, sir. Hey, you're not broke. You're pre-rich, brother. Where's these nuts with the membership? Good question. You guys have not received any blessings from these nuts in what feels like weeks. Random DDJ. Rob, you covered Jasmy yet? Woohoo. Always, man. Always. I covered Jasmy twice today. Once taught a German Shepherd how to bark in Spanish. He still had an accent. Nice. All right, we are caught up in the chat. It's Ceiling Fan. For some reason, YouTube made it my ad. Yeah, YouTube is making everything your ads, guys. Everything. That's why I have no idea. Some people said before it's not following the normal cycle, but so far it is. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to... that happens every cycle. There's people who say this time is different. Those people get everybody wrecked every single time, every single cycle. You know how many people got wrecked? The majority of people in crypto in 2021 got destroyed financially because they were listening to people who were telling them that there was going to be a super cycle and that this time was different. And the reasons were different for then than they are now. Back then, it was stuff like, and here's the thing you have to remember, guys, right? Really quick, sorry to go off on a little bit of a rant here, but here's the thing, okay? People are talking about institutions putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets and stuff like that, and how that it's different because of that. Guys, that's not new. Companies were doing that in the 2021 cycle. Tesla was the first company to do it. Tesla did it in the 2021 cycle. Strategy started doing it, right? It's not brand new and unique. Is there more companies doing it now than there was then? Yes, but it's not new, and it didn't change. They were saying back then in 2021, well, that's going to change the 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle is done because of that. They were using that same excuse in 2021, right? Tesla's putting it on. Strategy's putting it on their balance sheets. It's different now. Because of C19, it's different now. The 4-year cycle's broken because of C19. It's going to be a super cycle, right? All of these things, all these justifiable reasons that sound like they make sense. But at the end of the day, the 4-year cycle still wrecked everyone who believed that hype, that fluff moon boy garbage that goes around, right? It's starting to go around now, just like it did back then. And there's people who've never been through a bull run before, who are getting angry at people like me for telling them the truth and saying there's no super cycle. People who've never been through a bull run are getting mad at people like me saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is my third bull run, my third 4-year cycle, right? You haven't even been through one full 4-year cycle, and you're telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Someone who has not made millions of dollars is telling someone who has made millions of dollars how they should be handling the 4-year cycle. Figure that one out, right? In saying that, you have to steer clear of these channels that are telling you this stuff. Super cycles and 2026 can be huge. They said the same things, guys. I'm telling you, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to. It doesn't affect my portfolio one iota whether you take profits at the end of this year or you don't. So I don't have a vested interest in whether you buy or sell, okay? So go ahead and hold until 2026 and see what happens. But don't get mad at anybody but yourself for doing it, right? Link pumped after so long, 43%. Yeah, Chainlink's been looking juicy lately too, absolutely. Why is the miner stock so down when BTC is up? I don't know. D's Nuts is spider webbing his love once again. Actually, funny story, D's Nuts is actually a she, not a he. All hail the king of Ohio. There you go, Jake the Snake. Chatty, accumulation mode for Nadix. Want to collect all I can before it takes off. Good idea. I've been DCAing all year into small alts and am barely breaking even. Maybe should have just held Ethereum, then rotated into small alts later. Not me. Most of us over on the Patreon are actually, most of our projects are either in the green or turning green right now, and we got a lot of small caps. It's all about when you're buying, I suppose, and what you're buying. Gains. So there will be no parabolic run this time? Of course there will. Of course there will. ETH just hit 45. Yeah, it's at 45 right now, but it has to close above 4,500. That's the key, right? That's the key. Your opinion on Ben Cowan? You know what? I think that Ben Cowan is a smart dude. I really do. But here's the thing. People like Ben Cowan are intellectually dishonest, right? Ben Cowan, Eric Crown, these kind of guys, they're Bitcoin maxis, and they're intellectually dishonest. And what I mean by that is that they will, with a straight face every single day, like Eric Crown. I used to watch Eric Crown. He's a funny guy. Seems like a good dude. But at the end of the day, every time altcoins come up, he's like, it's altcoins are going down. Altcoins are not going to pump. There's no such thing as an altcoin season. And then altcoins pump like crazy, but you don't hear him say anything about, how he was wrong. And it's like, they know, I say they're intellectually dishonest because they know for a fact that altcoins are going to pump. They know they're going to do their thing, but they'll tell everybody that altcoins don't matter, altcoins won't pump, altcoins are garbage. And anyone who uses the word shitcoin, I cringe when I hear the term, right? Because tell me you're a maxi without telling me you're a maxi. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. My internet kicked out briefly. I apologize for that. I'm here. I'm here. Bitcoin Maxis tried to shut me down. My internet kicked out real quick. I apologize for that, guys. Frustrating. Never happens when I'm not live, but as soon as I go live, sure enough, boom, right? Internet will kick out for like 15 seconds. But like I was saying about Bitcoin Maxis, they're intellectually dishonest. They know what they're saying. They know that altcoins will have their run. They know that they'll do fine, but they'll deny that the altcoins will do fine. So, in my opinion, that's why you can't really follow Bitcoin Maxis, because they're not honest, right? They're only honest to the convictions of their own investments. And the second reason I'm not a fan of Bitcoin Maxis is because they're hypocrites, right? And what I mean by that is that a Bitcoin Maxi, think about it. When Bitcoin first came into existence, okay, and for the first couple of years, Bitcoin was nothing more than a tiny, tiny, tiny cap altcoin investment that nobody took seriously, and they took a chance on it, right? They invested in a small cap coin that they believed in, right? And that small cap coin blew up and made them all rich. Awesome. Super fantastic. Super fantastic, right? Now, those Bitcoin Maxis are telling you, you should not do the same thing that they did back then and invest in an altcoin, the small cap altcoin that you believe in and that could do well to make you rich. You shouldn't do that because it's a bad idea. You should only buy Bitcoin that you can only make about a 2 or 3x on per cycle, but their bags get bigger because they bought it back when it was a tiny cap project, right? So the hypocrisy in them to buy a small cap coin when it first came out and then tell you not to do the same thing that they did that made them rich, that makes them no different than the 1% that they claim to not like, right? That's greed. That's what that is. They don't want you to be rich like they got rich. They want you to invest in something. That's no different than, all of these prominent gold investors that don't want you to, like, what's his name? Jamie Dimon. It's like Jamie Dimon, right? Telling you not to buy Bitcoin, to buy gold. Why is he doing that? Because he bought gold when it was cheap. He's holding gold. So the more people that buy gold pumps his bags, right? He wants liquidity pouring into his investment that he got into early. That's the same thing that Bitcoin Maxis want to do. They want people to buy a project that they got into early, that they're getting rich off of, but not you. You should put your $1,000 into Bitcoin and 2 or 3x your $1,000 every 4 years, right? That doesn't sound like a good. Now listen, in saying all that, that doesn't mean I don't like Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I never sell my Bitcoin. I continue to accumulate Bitcoin. However, there's a method that you should use to accumulate Bitcoin, and that method involves altcoins, right? So, enough about the rant about Bitcoin Maxis. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about it getting cut too. These nuts spreading some gifts across the crypto futureverse. Everybody make sure you express extreme gratitude to these nuts for the gift that these nuts has granted you. Absolutely. All right, we got to get into the news. Gold is Peter Schiff. Yes, Peter Schiff. Sorry, that's right. So yeah, never listen to a Bitcoin Maxi. They're not intellectually honest, right? They're not. At the end of the day, they're just not. There's plenty of altcoin fans out there and YouTube channels that also like Bitcoin, like me. I like Bitcoin. I talk about Bitcoin all the time, but I don't sit here and tell you that you should only buy Bitcoin, right? So, basically anyone who uses the term shitcoin to describe an altcoin, you probably shouldn't follow, right? So, okay, let's continue on. Let's get into the news. We haven't even touched on the news yet. Got sidetracked. All right, so there's a new metric that we're going to start tracking here. It's not new, but it's new to the channel. Like I don't really show you guys this, but I'm going to show you guys now. So we're going to start looking in on this on a daily basis, right? This is the Coinbase app rank bought. Okay, so what this means is that they update twice a day, I believe. They update the current ranking of the Coinbase app. Now, why is this important? It's important because knowing where the Coinbase app is ranked means you know how many retail investors are downloading the app for Coinbase, right? Now, when Coinbase app gets into the top 10, top 5, top 3, that is when you know, that is another metric that's going to let you know when you should be selling and getting out. Okay? So, as of right now, as of today, as of 4 hours ago was the last update, the Coinbase wallet app was ranked overall of all apps. It was ranked 280, which is actually down from yesterday. Yesterday was 275, so it's dropped down 5 spots. And in the finance apps category, it's down to 24th, down from 22 yesterday. So we're waiting for the Coinbase app inside of all apps to be cut to get into the top 10, top 5, top 3. That's when you start to know it's time to start pulling the pin and getting out. Okay, so we're going to track the Coinbase wallet app as well on a regular basis. Big Kev, thank you so much, man. What's your portfolio to go up? What? Want your portfolio to go up? Join the Patreon now. Hit the likes. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it, brother. Okay. News. What do we got? What do we have? Let's pivot over to Squawk Box and give my voice a little bit of a rest here. Former St. Louis Fed President Jim Bullard, the Fed could cut 100 basis points in the next year. Check it out.
You heard us talk about it. Our next guest is reportedly been added to the short list, President Trump's short list on Fed chair picks. Former St. Louis Fed President James Bullard. He's now the dean of Purdue University Business School, a longtime friend of the show. And when I heard the news, Jim, I said, well, I don't know if he's a hawk or a dove. I just know he's really smart, and I've known you a long time, and I've been out to the St. Louis Fed with you and everything else. And I think he'd be a great pick. Do you know whether usually if there's smoke, there's fire. Has your life changed? Did someone call you? Is it fake news? Do you know if you're on the short list now? Have you been, Secretary Bessent? Like, are you on do you pick up the phone and it's him every time it rings?
I did talk to the Treasury Secretary last week, and he said he was going to be out of the country, but the Wall Street Journal broke the story, I guess. I don't know where they got their info, but I did talk to him. We had a brief conversation, and I told him it didn't sound like they had a process locked down yet, but I told him I'd be happy to, proceed however they wanted to proceed.
In terms of it would be more, I guess, vetting. Is that what's involved? You did more. What would you tell them? Do you think we should be cutting rates right now? Is that the answer you need to give?
I'll accept the job if we set it up for success. If we can protect the value of the dollar, be the reserve currency, that'll give us lower interest rates over time. If we aim for low and stable inflation, and if we can respect the independence of the institution under the Federal Reserve Act. I would say if you want to change the Federal Reserve Act, that's a matter for Congress. Congress has looked at it a lot. They like it the way it is, basically. So I think work within the institutional structure, do the things that we have to do to keep inflation low and stable, and keep the inflation risk premium out of interest rates. If we get an inflation risk premium in there, then we have to pay higher interest rates all the time than we otherwise would. So I think that's the basic case that I would make. And am I a hawk or a dove? I think what I've learned in this is don't be dogmatic because situations change.
That's what I was going to say. That the reason I don't know is because you've been both. I think in the experiences that we've had with you. Most recently, though, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I thought you were warming up to the idea of a cut, and that maybe the risks weren't totally symmetrical in terms of the two mandates. Last time you were on, weren't you sort of amenable to at least talking about?
Yeah, I think the committee put their rate cut program on pause when the tariff situation arose 6 months ago. And now you have 6 months of evidence. I don't really think tariffs cause inflation. Taxes don't cause inflation. And so what you're seeing in the data is very muted effects that are one-time increases in the price level. And so you're not really seeing anything. And the committee's coming around to the view, I think, that this is probably a one-time increase in the price level and is not interrupting the longer-term trend toward 2% inflation. So they're ready to come down. I think they'll cut here in September, probably again later in the year. And as I said last time, I think you could continue that into next year. So you probably get 100 basis points by this time next year, and then you'd be close to the neutral policy rate. So that's a good place to be if unemployment's in the low 4% range and you get inflation coming back to 2%.
It's an unbelievable position, obviously, for anyone that if you're in that business, Jim. Prestigious, and I don't know I know the president might be more powerful, but I don't know after that where you go. So I can see how you'd want it. Seeing the way that what the slings and arrows that Jay Powell has suffered at the hands of President Trump, whether it's deserved or not, is that worth it for you if a couple of years from now you see, dollar stability as the primary, risk, and you wanted to keep rates high? Are you ready to withstand that type of criticism? And it just seems like I'd be thinking about whether I wanted to take that job.
Well, I think you have to, if you're going to accept, you have to say, well, I'll accept, but we have to set this up for success, not for failure. If you want somebody to come into the job and fail, get somebody else, I think. And I actually think anybody on this list would insist on that before they would take this job. So I think, but, am I willing to raise rates? I was one of the ringleaders in 2022, and we raised the policy rate 75 basis points 4 meetings in a row.
Ringleaders are always bad. Ringleaders
are
perpetrating crimes. That usually, or that was a good. That in hindsight, that was the right move to make, right? So
and no recession, no recession. You act quickly and aggressively, break the back of the inflation psychology, and get inflation back to 2%. That's exactly what happened in 22 and 23. So that was a good outcome.
Jim, I'm just curious.
Got to be independence questions.
About the process. You made a comment about the Fed being independent and what you think that really means, and how you feel, for example, about this president, speaking out publicly against the Fed chair. There have been obviously instances, typically privately, where the president has said things about, a Fed chair at one point or the other. This has been, I think, a different level. What do you think of that yourself?
I do think the president's entitled to his views. He's got long experience in real estate markets. It's all about borrowing money at the lowest rate possible. Good for him. He's got views, but a lot of people have views, and if you don't want to hear that, this is probably the wrong job. But I'm used to the debate, the international debate, really, that goes on 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and so that it doesn't really faze me, or really most of the people on the committee, I think, to hear different viewpoints on where the policy should be. But we take our role very seriously, and we try to get the best outcome for the U.S.
Jim, you saw just, I don't know, we can't beat this to death, I guess, but we always like to try. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to whether you think the latest employment numbers. We're still at 4.2. Is there cause for concern yet? And maybe inflation isn't what we should be worried about. Are the tariffs going to possibly cause a growth slowdown?
Yeah, I do think that is what's happening. We talked about it last time. The U.S. economy is only growing maybe a little north of 1% at a run rate. So what you're seeing is you lay on all these new taxes globally. That slows down the global economy. Of course, these firms in other countries have to think about whether they really want to sell into the U.S. or they want to move somewhere else or move their factory. Those are all costly things that will interrupt profits. So I think that's exactly what you're seeing is a slowdown in the global economy. I don't think that will be continue into next year. I think the pro-growth agenda will start to really take hold in 2026, and I think that'll be great. Let's have some less regulation, more of a pro-business policy stance for the U.S. We've got the AI boom going on. We've got a lot of good things happening, so I think we will grow faster going into next year. But of course, you have this transition effect as we've changed our tariff policy to be more aggressive.
Interesting. Fed Watch. Ramona, I don't know what that super chat meant. The super chat meant if you want your portfolio to grow, join the Patreon. That's what it meant. It says you deleted it. What do we got? Kizza just bought more. Oh, it's a scam. Never seen spam on a live before, just in the comments of pre-recorded videos. Oh, yeah, sometimes they come into the live streams like crazy, man. It can get nuts. But they don't know we have a secret weapon called Gamma Goddess. She's always there to knock them down. So, absolutely. Okay, so FedWatch predicts 91.8% chance of a September rate cut. The CME FedWatch tool indicates a 91.8% probability of a 25 basis point rate cut by the Federal Reserve in September, reflecting futures market positioning without formal commitment. High cut probability typically supports risk assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, influencing macro and crypto markets amid upcoming economic data releases. The CME FedWatch tool indicates a 91.8% probability of a September rate cut. This prediction comes from analyzing Fed funds futures and reflects investor sentiment rather than a Fed commitment. Monitoring the FedWatch tool is crucial for real-time updates. The Federal Reserve under Chair Jerome Powell remains data dependent ahead of its decision. No official pre-commitment to a rate cut has been made, as the FOMC meeting remains driven by labor market assessments and economic indicators. This potential rate cut is expected to support risk assets like cryptocurrencies. Historically, Bitcoin and Ethereum experience positive reactions during similar financial conditions, marking a favorable outlook for their prices if a cut transpires. The financial implications include impacts on the USD and crypto assets. The rate cut could pressure the USD, US dollar, while potentially boosting Bitcoin and Ethereum through market interpretations, despite no formal stance from the Federal Reserve. Financial markets eagerly anticipate the Fed's next move, emphasizing the critical role of upcoming economic data releases. Traders actively position around these events, leveraging options and futures for potential gains. So here's the thing, guys. Right now, the market is slowly pricing in a rate cut of 25 basis points in September. If, for whatever reason, the Fed does not cut rates by 25 basis points in September, markets are going to dump because right now they're pricing in a rate cut. Now, if we do get a rate cut, we probably will see a little bit of a downside as well immediately after, but I wouldn't call it a dump, right? In that case, it's not really a dump. It's just a buy the rumor, sell the news event more. So it would be a minor little bit correction, and then we would continue up. So either way, I would expect a little bit of downside the day of the rate cut, okay? Al, What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you watching over on X. Ramona, let's get those likes up there. Yes, we got 305 people watching. We have 103 likes. Oof, guys, that's like kicking me right in the old, you know what, right? You're watching, but you're not hitting the like button. You might as well just walk up and kick me right in the sack, right? You might as well. So what else do we have? Jasmy is raising hell right now, guys. Let's go look at the Jasmy chart real quick. Jasmy is raising hell. Look at this candle. I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can see it here. Look at this move. We broke above resistance at the 1 cent 7688 level. We are moving, guys. 1 cent 89. We want to close above this blue line here. So that's what we're watching. Right now, Jasmy's on the move, baby. Jasmy is on the move. You love to see it. Let's get into another piece here. All right. So Michael Saylor reinforces Bitcoin as a superior asset. Michael Saylor had something positive to say about Bitcoin? You don't say. Michael Saylor, executive chairman of MicroStrategy, now known as Strategy, reiterated Bitcoin's benefits in interviews, positioning it as a superior investment over gold and equities, highlighting Bitcoin's role in capital optimization. Saylor's advocacy of Bitcoin emphasizes its potential to outperform traditional assets, suggesting an accelerated institutional interest and impact on broader financial markets. Michael Saylor, executive chairman of MicroStrategy, intensifies his advocacy for Bitcoin. He argues for Bitcoin as a superior option, minimizing political and management risks. His recent statement highlights its advantage over traditional assets. In recent Bloomberg interviews, Saylor claims Bitcoin will outperform the S&P 500. He's right there. He emphasizes Bitcoin's role as a primary monetary commodity, a stance he maintains through continuous corporate Bitcoin accumulation. Saylor's comments potentially influence market behavior as institutional investors consider Bitcoin a viable asset. His statements reinforce Bitcoin's status as underline its appeal to corporate treasuries, discusses financial shifts, emphasizing institutional involvement. With Bitcoin attracting significant capital flow, Saylor frames Bitcoin as a digital successor to gold, challenging traditional investment routes. Saylor's ongoing promotion of Bitcoin hints at prolonged market interest. His strategic positioning encourages wider adoption, marking a potential turning point in corporate asset allocation. Historical trends suggest continued Bitcoin accumulation among corporations. Reinforcing its reputation as a global monetary commodity, Saylor's influence in the industry adds a layer of credibility and potential regulatory attention. Saylor sitting on top of the world, most likely going to make Strategy the world's first $1 trillion company. I have no doubt. Jasmy baby, absolutely Jasmy baby. Jasmy baby's doing fine. So fine, she blew my mind. All right, what do we got? Ethereum. Let's go back over to ETH, see what's going on. ETH still trying to break, and we're at $4,505. Can we close above $4,500? We have, what time is it right now? It's 3. We got 4 hours left of this daily candle. So, going to be interesting to follow it and see what plays out. Twice the bridge, double the rug pull. There you go. It'll take two Jake to stay. Kids, I have a bridge. I like this stuff I've never seen. Okay. Game, I forgot, Rob. Told one of my coworkers ZBEC is like buying XRP in 2017. Fast forward from, I asked him, if he said he didn't want to hold while it gets yeah. Imagine that. Imagine a lawsuit all of a sudden drop down on ZBEC. That'd be crazy. Talk about mirroring XRP, eh? Love the amount of videos you're putting out. Got something to keep me going all day, baby. There you go. Uncle Duck 2000, hit the likes. Give this man the credit he deserves. Yeah, what are we at for the likes right now? 311 people watching, 114 likes, guys. That sucks. That sucks. Oh well, oh well. People like kicking me in the old nutsack today, I guess. What else do we got going on? Let's go across the bubbles and have a little looky-loo before we wrap things up. Bubbles are looking fantastic, guys. Bubbles are looking fantastic. Look at these gorgeous, gorgeous. Will ETH break all-time high? Of course it will. 4,800 is the all-time high, though. Could be next week. Who knows, right? I think we're going to move pretty violently to the upside. If Ethereum closes above $4,500 today, I think it's going to continue moving up this evening, which means altcoins are going to continue moving up this evening. If it doesn't, then it's going to be a little bit of sideways action for a couple of days while it chips away at that sell wall. So we'll see what happens. But for now, Chainlink up 43%, LCX looking good, Stronghold's juicy, Telcoin, Toshi's looking good, Beam, Aerodrome, AIOZ, GFAL is going nuts. Absolutely fantastic, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Everything's looking juicy. Everything's looking good. Don't worry, Rob. When it's full bull run, you'll get record viewers. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. All right, guys. I got to get to the Patreon live stream. I'll let you guys know in about 10, 15 minutes over on the Patreon whether we're going to go do our live right away or if we're going to do it this evening. I'm kind of leaning towards this evening, because I need to go get my workout in at the gym. So maybe I'll go to the gym and we'll do the live stream tonight about 6, 7 o'clock, okay? So we will be live tonight over on the Patreon, guys. Make sure you're there. Get over there. Get your exit strategies in place. Crypto J505 says, trying to get my buddy to join the Patreon. He's watching. Call him out, please. What is his name? And I will call him out. Big Mike supporting the channel, my dude. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. You always got my back, man. You always got my back. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Yes, the lifers, guys, the OGs, always supporting the channel. What's your buddy's name there, Gengar? Crypto J505. Tell him to get his ass over to the Patreon. We will be live tonight. He's missing out on opportunities abound, my friend. Jake the Snake says they're aiming for the date. Nice. Sam, get your ass over to the Patreon, my friend. We will see you there. I'll see you guys live tonight over there. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.